Welcome, everybody, to the January 2025 podcast of IASIU. Today's guest is our illustrious President, Ms. Celeste Dodson. And we are excited to bring some changes coming up here in the new year. We actually got some podcasting equipment that we will be starting to use. And we are also excited to notify everybody that we are finally transitioning away from GoToWebinar to WebEx. And we're working out some kinks on getting podcast equipment up and running. I have a friend coming over to help me get that finally. We got it almost done. So without further ado, we wanted to just kind of talk with Celeste and kind of talk about some exciting things last year and then going into this year. Celeste, you had the chance November 10th through 13th last year in Singapore, attending the Global Insurance Fraud Summit, and kind of want to talk about the value it brings to IASIU and kind of a recap of what all took place there.
Yes, so IASIU is a member of the executive board of the Global Insurance Fraud Summit, and it's really important for us to be part of this because we are an international organization, and it aligns very closely with the focus and mission of the Global Insurance Fraud Summit. So we are an integral part, and it's really the key focus of the Global Insurance Fraud Summit is to bring leaders from the industry across the globe together to really talk about some of the fraud trends and what can we do? What are each country addressing? What kind of fraud trends they're seeing, and how do we address them as an international fraud fighting community? And in addition to getting together annually, so this past year was in Singapore, and I will just tell you that's a really long flight to Singapore. There's no two ways around it. It is a long flight. But once we were there, we had, I think, close to like 25 countries represented. A lot of the countries were from the APAC region, which was really exciting to talk to them about some of the things that they're seeing involving insurance fraud, and sharing some of the knowledge they have and some of the techniques they're utilizing, and sharing what we know, from an IASIU perspective, as well as there were individuals from Australia, from the United States, from the United Kingdom, from other Switzerland, Italy, well represented. I know I'm missing Morocco, India, just so many individuals from different countries coming together to talk about what do we do? How do we fight fraud? How do we share information? How do we keep up with what's going on in technology, that we can utilize that technology to help us fight fraud? A few things that the Global Insurance Fraud Summit talked about, and usually the attendees are like within the industry are like C-level executives within the industry that attend, in addition to regulators, law enforcement, and other consortiums that come together to talk about the fraud. We are focused on figuring out how to share intelligence and create an index of transnational fraud so that we know what's going on across the globe, and figuring out how we can collaboration between the public and the private sectors. So those are some of the things that we're going to focus on throughout 2025. And IASIU is right in the middle of it, as we should be. You think about what we do as an organization. We are the global leaders fighting fraud and leading the industry in education, awareness, and connection. There's networking, and so this is right up our alley. And we speak at each of the summits, and as well as collaborate with those individuals that attend the summit. The next summit's going to be in Toronto in October, and the attendance at the summit is a invitation only. So it's really making sure we get the right people at the table to talk about some of the trends we're seeing across the globe. We've also, myself and Gianni from the European chapter president was there. We also talked to a number of the countries in Asia about building an IASIU chapter, and we're still working with Malaysia right now, possibly starting a chapter. So we're also getting some things out of these meetings that will help IASIU grow as an organization as well.
Absolutely. I'm sure you're looking forward to a much shorter flight to Ontario than it was to Singapore.
Yes, very much so.
We had a great year, both of us serving IASIU on the executive board. We had a lot of great accomplishments throughout the year. Should I kind of talk about some of those accomplishments and some of the metrics, training, designations, and chapters? Can you talk about that a little bit?
Yeah, I'm really, really happy about where we are as an organization. We are very strong organization. We have grown our membership. We are over 4,300 members now, which I'm really proud of. And we are in close to 30 countries. We have 44 chapters. We just started a chapter in, well, really just probably 6 months ago in Puerto Rico and Tanzania. So we're seeing growth across the globe. So very, very excited about that. We have some other chapters that are in the process. I mentioned Malaysia is looking at the possibility. We have some other countries as well, and I'll wait for those to finally form before I make announcements on them. In addition, we have been, and you've been leading them, Geoff, is the webinars that we're having twice a month. And it's been such a critical piece of what we offer our members. It enables our members to learn from their desks. So the information is coming at them. And I think that's so important. And under your leadership, we have doubled the number of hours of webinars that we've offered and those webinar hours that individuals have received. So we're over 8,000 hours that individuals have received or that have participated from where we were in 2023. So I really am excited because what that tells me is it tells me three things. Obviously, under your leadership, it has blossomed. It also tells me that the quality of the webinars is such that it is interesting for our members to attend. And it also shows me the engagement of our members. They want to learn and grow their knowledge. Mentioned before, fraudsters are growing their knowledge every day. They're evolving every day. We have to grow our knowledge as well. So the webinars does offer that to our members. So I'm really, really excited about that. In addition, there's so many things we're doing, and I'm trying to make sure I hit all of them. But the other thing that we have are our certification programs, and our chair of that committee is Angela Palakowski, and she's done a really nice job growing. And first of all, had some of the tests rewritten to make sure they were more relevant to what we're seeing out there in fraud investigations. And we had, I think, about 200 new certifications that were obtained in 2024. And we also had, I would say, somewhere around 80% of those who had maybe 85% of those who had their certifications renew their certifications. We know some people, as they retire, will not renew their certifications, but overall, the renewal is really, really good. So really happy with that, and it's a highly regarded certification. The certification for fraud investigators as well as analysts and for claim representatives are all highly regarded. Not only do they help you increase your knowledge, but it is a great thing to have on your resume as well, showing the knowledge that you have.
Absolutely.
One other thing I'll mention, and we have so many other things I could mention, but as well, under the leadership of Julie Hyde, we have the SIU Today magazine that's being published. This year will be published in the summer, and then in the winter. We had the winter published for 24, and in fact printed some of those magazines and brought them to the coalition's annual meeting so that leaders in the industry could take those home and share those magazines with their teams as well. So we were really glad to have that, and there are great articles in there for our members to learn and grow their knowledge as well. And of course, we have our chapters. Our chapters have been, and I mentioned we have 44 chapters, and they are very engaged, offering great opportunities to learn. They have meetings that oftentimes are monthly meetings. They have seminars they offer to their members as well. And a lot of these seminars offer local information, local knowledge that helps those that are investigating insurance fraud in that area know what's going on. What are the trends that are local? So we have those that are offered throughout the year. And of course, we have our annual conference that's will be in August. It'll be in Denver, Colorado this year. Our Nashville conference was very well attended. We had over 1,000 attendees. Really great conference. And we're looking forward to another great conference in Denver this year.
Absolutely.
I'm sure there's more, but that's what's at the top of my head.
Right. So yeah, we kind of last bit we'll cover is exciting things or things we're looking forward to in 2025. I can tell you I'm looking forward to the podcasts. I was assigned the podcast committee late last year, and we're looking to do those ideally 10 to 15 minutes max. We actually have things scheduled to be in the can and deploy out through May. So we're excited to bring those to you guys and post that for everybody to view. Like I said, we do have some podcasting equipment that we're going to be getting spooled up over the weekend finally. And the best thing is we're going up to the WebEx. That's what this is being recorded on for right now. And so that some of the carriers will hopefully no longer have those pain points and everybody can join. Any kind of wrapping up, any exciting things we're looking forward to in 2025 for us?
Well, I mentioned, of course, our annual conference, which is going to be great and very exciting. And of course, all the chapter events. So I encourage members to take a look to see what's available in their area, what their chapters are doing, as well as consider attending the annual conference. IASIU is active every day. We have the webinars that you offer. We're very involved in the communities. We also work very closely with the coalition and NICB. We see opportunities where we can speak on behalf of our members. I know that there are some. I know in Virginia, for instance, getting ready to publish a regulation regarding the definition of insurance fraud, which we're really excited to see. So there's a lot of things we keep our hands on and make sure that we're able to have an impact on behalf of the fraud fighting community. So those are all things that are exciting. Now we will in the August conference be having elections, and there will be all of the officer positions will be up for election. And I certainly encourage, if you have an interest in getting involved in IASIU, take a look. We'll have nominations coming up, I believe, sometime this late spring. I don't have the exact dates. I believe June is about June, I believe, is when it occurs. So take a look, check it out if you have an interest in getting involved. I think there's some director positions as well. So I would encourage people to look at that as you're considering, how do you get involved? What do you do? And I would say to you, as you're listening to this podcast, you matter. What you do every day matters. The work that you do investigating fraud makes a difference. Take that to the next level and consider getting involved in the fraud fighting community through IASIU, through your chapters, attend chapter meetings, get involved. There's opportunities to be in leadership positions within your chapters. And if you've done that or have an interest at the international level, get involved. Get involved in the committees that we have. We have, I think, 14 committees right now. And you can learn about all of them on our website. And consider, if you're involved and want to be in a leadership role internationally, look at the opportunity to run for one of the positions that are coming up. So as I've been involved in the insurance industry over a number of decades, I'll just say that, what I've learned is I can learn a lot from the work that I do, but I learned so much more by getting involved than I could ever do sitting at my desk. And so I encourage those that are listening to take that opportunity. There's so much you can do from your desk and learning, but also step out, get involved, whether it be virtually or in person. I absolutely encourage you. IASIU, we are the global leaders. We advance excellence in the insurance fraud fighting community. We make an impact every day in our industry. So if you're not a member of IASIU, I encourage you to join the fraud fighting community with us to make an impact.
Most definitely. I love those remarks. And yeah, there's no shortage of work to go around. So we love to have you guys join IASIU. And if you are looking, leadership positions and getting more involved, there's plenty of committees and work to go around. So thanks again, Madam President, for the podcast taping we did today. And we look forward to seeing you all on the next webinars and podcasts. And we'll see you all next time. Thanks again.
Thank you.